Hello, today we are going to talk about retrofitting air conditioning into an older car. In this case, it's a Porsche 924 1980s. And in this specific car, the air conditioning is an afterthought, which you can clearly see because this air conditioning unit comes from Denso, Japan, and this air heater mixing box thingamajiggy is Volkswagen, Audi, so it's made in Germany. The 924s didn't have air conditioning at the beginning, and they tried to make them the units themselves. That wasn't a success, so they ordered an external company to build them, and that's when Nippon Denso comes into play. Because of this afterthought, there is a slight issue. So let's say we have the outside air coming in from under the hood, and then we have this passage here which lets the air through. Normally in the car, it just would go to the side vents and also to the middle vent in here. But when you add air conditioning, you add this piece, which combines the air conditioning unit itself with the heater box, like this. It uses a sort of rubber sleeve there. The effect is that if you use the blower from the AC, it sucks the air from inside the car, blows it through the exchange element, and then blows it out here. The air then travels along this, how do you call it, junction box, and goes into the left side of the car, into the right side of the car, and into the middle. But it also has this passage here, which would mean that you would blow some of this cold air that you just cooled directly under the hood, because let's say you didn't close this, or you have this closed like I just did. Then you would blow this cold air through this whole element, through the heater exchange element, which is mostly hot, or a bit hot from the coolant from the engine, and then blow it on your feet, but or on your front windscreen. And this makes that the passage of the air is very long, and it also has to fight the heat from the heat exchanger, and it's not very efficient. So Porsche came up with these two flaps. These two flaps only exist in the air conditioning heater box. This is not an air conditioning box. I retrofitted these two flaps because I had one that I bought with this unit, but this one was already cleaned and in much better shape than that one was. So I took the flaps from that one and installed them here. However, in the original design, it uses a push-pull style cable system, like for instance here, where there's a cable that's secured with this clamp, and it pushes or pulls on a lever and closes and opens an air valve. I didn't want to retrofit this system because it would mean I would need to buy a special one of these that's meant for this system. I don't like these things. They're poorly made, they break, and because they need mechanical advantage, they mostly get stuck. They have to be very clean and very well lubricated, so they work good, as the cables also need to be very cleaned and very good working order. So what I came up with is this servo motor. This is a servo used for RC cars or RC planes, and I used the original rod from the other heater box and made a new smaller shorter rod from the original push-pull cable. So now I have the possibility to steer this electronically. For now, I'm using this cheap and very poorly built servo tester, and this is how it works. So, in this instance, we have these two air valves closed. We can start the AC unit. It blows the cold air. It doesn't go into the heater box. It goes only up on the upper vents, and we're all good. If we would like to, let's say, put some cold air onto the front window, or on our feet, we also can do that, but we have to remember the sequence that this flap is closed, and then we can open these valves. This is a system that's probably more complicated than it needs to be, but it's still better in terms of performance as any other aftermarket system would be. So that's why I'm going with this one instead of a cheap Chinese one, like for 200 euros on eBay or something like that. So that's practically it, because I just wanted to talk about these valves, and in effect I talked about the whole system, but this is the main part I wanted to share with you. Just converting the old push-pull style cables into electronic, which gives us a whole new range of functions, like fully automated air conditioning, for example, just with buttons and instead of levers, because you can program an Arduino to send the position data to the servo, and will hold this position and just stay there until it gets another signal. And it's really responsive also. It seems a bit noisy now, but I'm sure when we build it inside the car, it won't be a problem. Yeah, so that's practically it. Let me know if you have any questions about the system. It has obviously many more elements to it. I will dive deeper into the inner beings of this unit, because I have to clean it and prepare it, isolate it, and so on. But yeah, that's one of the quirks of installing air conditioning into a vintage car.